Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to what I guess I'll call a Let's Listen. Basically, it's kind of similar to the concept of a Let's Play or a regular like reaction or review or whatever. But instead of a video game, it's gonna be music. So, I've already heard this album. This is not a first time listen, reaction, whatever you want to call it. I've heard this album many, many times. The album, if I haven't already said it, is Up in Flames by Caribou. We're going to be listening on Spotify. I'm just basically going to be going through, giving little critiques and opinions of some songs here and there. A huge Caribou fan, mostly of his like earlier stuff. When he originally released this album, he was known Manitoba, but then I guess he got like sued by another band or group or something and had to legally change the name. Sucks, but then we got the name Caribou, which is, to me just as cool. Yeah, and still suits the music. It doesn't feel like a different brand or anything. Like it still feels the same. The name fits. And he's had this name for, what I would imagine probably over 10 years now. So we're about to listen to the great Dan Snaith. If you ever watch this, huge fan. Has influences in my music. Maybe not so much now, but, definitely every time I make music or think about making music, I try to approach it in the same way Caribou approached making his albums Up in Flames, Milk of Human Kindness, and Dora. Yeah, those are my three favorite ones, and those are the ones that I'll probably listen to on this channel. Yeah, but without further ado, let's get into it. The first song is I've lived on a dirt road all my life. Yeah, we'll say opinions afterwards. We're just gonna go ahead and get into it. So, track one. Just gonna make a quick comment real quick. I usually don't pause while listening to music, but I feel like I should at least a little bit. I love the way that the vocals kind of like, it's a reverse reverb trick where it's like, you record a vocal with reverb or whatever, and then, you reverse the tail. You make it with a long reverb tail, reverse it, and then, now it has like a feeling like it's coming towards you. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say I have Caribou influences. Just stuff like that is just like I've definitely used that in my own music because of artists like Caribou. Incredible. All right. Just had to pause again real quick. I love the little like the ambient like noises. There's so many things going on in the song, and there's just like I like how it kind of, you know, the drums kind of come in and come out, and just these like little cute little noises. There's it's like I can't imagine the amount of samples that he had to find just to make this song, because I believe that most of it, the drumming on the album is from samples. I don't think he really plays a whole lot on this particular record. I think he played more so on Andorra and probably Milk of Human Kindness, I think. I got to do a little bit of research on that, but yeah, like let's just finish the song. All right, before we get into Skunks, again, like the sound effects on that song, it's crazy. Um I don't know what they are. It's just like there's so many different like types of sounds on there where it's just like what is even happening right now? It kind of bursts in with this, you know, a great opening track pretty much. It bursts in with this like, you know, real like this energy, you know, with these like free jazz sampled drums, which I believe that's what he uses, free jazz drums. First time I've ever heard something like that in music. I originally heard this album like I want to say 2014, and he's doing this all the way in 2013 or 2003. I'm sorry. To this day, I'm still just like nobody's making stuff like this. I don't know how to replicate this. Like I don't know. I'm a musician and I don't know how to replicate this in music using samples like the way he did. It just sounds so unique, you know, like I can't really point to any other person that sounds quite like Caribou in this album. You know, I know a lot of people probably think he has a lot of similarities with Fortet, but when I listen to, you know, personally, I'm on the side of the fence where I like Caribou's music more than Fortet's music. I know Fortet's probably maybe a little bit more well known, maybe a little bit more popular, but to me, I'm Camp Caribou in that regard. Both great artists, but I've always kind of gravitated more towards Caribou stuff. Even made a whole project back in the day influenced by this particular album. It has not seen the light of day and probably never will because it sounds kind of crazy. Because I'm literally trying to imitate the stuff I hear in this album from it, and it's just, you know, yeah, this is definitely this is probably one of the all-time albums for me. It goes onto that list, just for how unique and diverse it sounds and just different. I've never heard anything like this before. I think this is even kind of strange, even for the element of electronic music. A lot of great electronic albums, but like now when you think of an electronic album, you don't really think of albums like this. You think of something more dancey or like maybe Daft Punk or something along those lines. But this is kind of even more left field than that. This is kind of like, you know, it kind of keeps you on your toes, I feel, in terms of just like what's to expect next, what genre it even is. You know, all you can really say is it falls under this broad spectrum of electronic, because it's not like, you know, it's a lot of digital samples or samples from acoustic samples and things being used in very electronic types of ways, but it still feels very free and human. It kind of breathes. So yeah, that was track one. You know, I won't ramble too much in this. I'll try not to, at least. Skunks. I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit just so we can hear this a little bit better. Hope it's not too loud on your end. Hope it wasn't too quiet before, but yeah, let's go. Like, wow. There's so many different types of sounds juxtaposed against each other. And I feel like in any other setting other than electronic music, this totally would not work. You know, like there's just so many things going on. There's so many things that kind of don't make sense. The undertones of it are almost like a hip hop drum kind of beat a little bit. And then, you know, there's this jazz saxophone that's like noodling all over the place and going crazy. That kind of makes you feel like you're seeing through the lens of a skunk. At least that's what I kind of picture. I think there is a music video for this, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, man, this is such a weird song. But when I heard it for the first time, immediately liked it for some reason. It's just so strange and like so foreign to what I'm used to hearing, or at least until that point. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a strange album for sure. You know, unorthodox, very unorthodox, but it all works. He ties it together. And like I said, this is a masterful use of samples. People really like to credit, what's that band? Avalanches. People like to credit that band for the use of samples. But I think, you know, you got to look at Caribou and be like, all right, he's kind of holding his weight here. Like he's doing a lot with samples that is just like fantastic. And I'm just like, me personally, you know, I can probably try to imitate the Kanye kind of use of samples and, you know, try to do it like that hip hop soul thing. But this is like another level. Like, I don't know how to, you know, incorporate free jazz samples into a song and still make it work. And then, you know, these bombastic, random feeling like, you know, drum crashes and hits and but it still works with the tempo, still works with the beat. And it's just 2003. So it's not like he's using, you know, at the time he wasn't using the, you know, the most advanced version of Ableton or something. He was just using like, I think like I don't even remember what he was using. He showed it in a video once. I'll probably link that video down below, what he uses on when he recorded Andorra. And he said, I think he also used it to record Up in Flames, but wasn't using like the best, you know, DAW, you know, the best DAW, you know, recording this program. It was very like primitive stuff, like, but he makes it work and it sounds incredible. Like, I don't know, man. Early computer sampled made music in the early 2000s is just something special. For whatever reason, it's just really special. It's a weird time period, you know. The same, I also think of like Kid A, like things people were trying to do with programming and computers, FX Twin, like, so that stuff is just incredible. Something about it is just like, this is not normal and it shouldn't work, but it does. Like, I don't, man. I said I wouldn't ramble. I've already lied to you. I'm sorry. Let's get into the next song. Hendrix with Ko. Sorry, just want to, Ko refers to Koshik. I forgot his full name. He's a friend of Caribou's. I think he's the one singing lead vocals on this song, if that's what you want to call the vocals. Yeah, I guess they're lead vocals. Yeah, let's get into it. Hendrix with Ko. All right, before we get into Jacknuggeted, just got a couple things to say about this song. Um, Definitely in the past, I've definitely tried to imitate the drums, the pattern, you know, the sound, the synth sound, everything. It's just incredible. I think I even sampled this song at one point because I loved this so much at the time. Hendrix with Co. This is such a unique song to me on the record. It kind of stands out. Definitely for the drums, definitely for Koshik's vocals. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Again, the percussion on this album alone, you know, he has a way of just incorporating percussion, and it makes it feel so natural, you know, in a way. I know it's electronic, and it, you know, it'd be hard to probably play this, you know, along with this on a real drum kit, but there's something that makes it feel like natural in a way. Like it doesn't feel too out of the realm of like possibility. And this song perfectly gets that. I love the little, like, you know, the drum break, the early 2000s, late 90s kind of drum break sound at the ending there. It's just like, perfect. There's just something about the production on this album that I really just love. So yeah. Next song is Jacknuggeted. I have no idea what that phrase means, but I love this song. So let's get into it. Um, okay, before we get into why the long face, Man, that song is just like it's so like weirdly, you know, emotional. It kind of reaches a point where it kind of, you know, I had to pull up the lyrics here on my phone. Just the lines. I met you, then fell apart. Now I'm nothing more than a broken heart. I see you from the inside out. First we turn it up, then we turn it out. I don't know. Something about that line. Something about that little section of the. I mean, that's most of the lyrics, I guess. But, you know, something about that resonates. I see you from the inside out, you know. That's like, you know, if you've ever been in a relationship and like seen someone and then broken up with that person, and then, you know, I feel like now you have a different perspective than a lot of other people would have on that person. And I don't know. That's just that line always connected with me and that on that front. So yeah, got a random like deep gem kind of in there hidden in the lyrics. And the production is just like, you know, it's I feel like it's more straightforward than the other songs, and it kind of just feels like it's like music comfort food, you know. It's like music in comfort food form. If does that make sense? I don't know. Here's another one that kind of, you know, hits me in the feels. Why the long face? Okay, real quick. I know it's a short song, but like for whatever reason, the beginning of that kind of it does have this like weirdly like melancholy kind of feel to me. There obviously some kind of like sample or something that's been like sped up, and the pitches of it change, and then it's kind of almost like playful at the end. You know, it almost feels like a Jack in the Box or something is like trying to cheer you up. So it's like, you know, the question of why the long face, and that's what the ending feels like. It perfectly captures the song title in this little 44-second window. It's like, I don't know how he does it, but it's aptly named. It's correctly named, and the mood fits the title. I feel like a lot of songs, some of the moods don't really fit the titles, but this one is like nail on the head. Bijou. I never actually said this song title out loud, but I think it's Bijou. Bijou? I don't know. I think it's French. It looks French. Yeah, so we're going to get into that next. Glockenspiel. I gotta stop it there real quick. First time listening to that, extremely jarring. Very jarring. Did not expect that after those beautiful Glockenspiel sounds. I had to say Glockenspiel at the beginning because I bought a Glockenspiel specifically because of this song. At first I thought it was a xylophone, then I realized xylophones aren't, you know, Glockenspiels are usually metal. Xylophones are usually not metal. Or like, you know, what you're hitting the, you know, the whatever those things are called. I don't even know what they're called. But the little things that you hit to make the tones of the notes on a xylophone usually aren't metal. Glockenspiel, they're more metal, so they have like a more like, you know, metal kind of sound to them. And it's just a cute little sound. And then it goes into this like, you know, like jarring, like, you know, these drums and this kind of like weird noise. And it just kind of, you know, he kind of lures you with the false sense of security, and then boom, something different. Caribou, man. Wow. Wow. That's always been a favorite song of mine. Just the transitions. There's so many things going on. The vocals that you hear at the end there that are also present in the song. The drumming. The drumming. Good Lord, the drumming. I guess the best way to describe this song and this album is just like a joyous celebration of like noise. It's like an electronic celebration of noise. It's like, it's noisy, but it like works and it like, you want to listen to it. You know what I mean? Like usually noise is something that's thought of as negative, but this is noise in a way that's like musically listenable. Like you want to listen to it. It just goes so many different places. And it's interesting just to see how he'll juxtapose something against something else. He had to be really young during this time of his life just to make ideas that were this full of life and creative and, you know, make something like this that, you know, when you think of electronic music, you think of something that's on a rigid grid, you know, 4 on the floor type of drumming or something that's very like, you know, rigid. Something that very robotic sounding, but this is like this breaks all those types of rules. It's just like it doesn't sound robotic. It's all over the place. It sounds like a wild celebration of noise. Like there's no other way to describe it. Literally never heard prior to this. I've never heard anything like this, and still since. You know, I'm not super deep into the noise genre, but like this does it in a way where it's like to me this has so far been a perfect album. You know. Up until this point and the rest of the record, because I've heard the rest of the record. Let's get into Twins. Before we go fully into this song, I'll restart it. But I've heard the original sample of this song. It's a 60s song from I think something called Millennium. Either that's what the band is called or that's what the album is called. This Millennium Begins. Something like that. It's been a while. It's been like, you know, 6-7 years since I even thought about that album. But like this sample is from that album, and the way he does the drums in this is just like chef's kiss. It's the drums. How? That's incredible. Like he can actually, I'll probably watch it on this channel at some point, but there's a series that he does, these like shows that he did with his band in like the mid 2000s. I think maybe around the time Andorra came out. It's called The Pink Room, and they perform this song, and it's, you know, 2 drum kits before King Giz was doing it, you know, at least to my knowledge. He preceded King Gizzard. So it's 2 drum kits, and, you know, he's playing drums and another drummer is playing drums, one of his, you know, bandmates. Incredible. They can literally play this song to a T, and it sounds so good. It sounds accurate. Like, I play the drums. Can't play this song. Next song. Kid You'll Move Mountains. Another fantastic song drumming wise. Yeah. This is another one of those songs where I'm just like, it's so there's so much to get lost in the song. There's so many aspects of the song that you can pay attention to and just like kind of get drifted away into, you know. This one is very hypnotic for me. It just like feels like you're just like in a trance, you know. And this one is the most psychedelic to me in the whole album, you know. There's obviously, I feel like, a lot of psychedelic influences in this you know, album, especially since he even sampled psychedelic bands from the 60s in a lot of these songs. So you know, and even just the concept of free jazz drumming is psychedelic in itself if you think about it. Kid You'll Move Mountains. This one has just always been just like, wow. It feels like, again, he makes the song title feel like the music. Like, I can't even explain it really. It just feels like if there was a song called Kid You'll Move Mountains, this is what it would sound like. I don't even have any other things to say other than that. I just love this song. What's the next one we got? Crayon. From what I remember, these next two songs are very like childlike in nature. They have like an innocence to them. We're all right. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it in a separate video because this is the special edition of this album, so it has a disc 2, as you can see right there. Well, maybe you can't see. Maybe it's too small on screen. But there's a separate songs. Now the only ones that I really remember are like Olay, Thristles and Felt, and maybe Seaweed. I don't really remember Cherry Bomb, but maybe we'll do like a part 2, you know, to this video because I don't want to make this too long. At this point, you know, it's already almost been an hour since I've been recording, so let's just go ahead and get into the last 2 songs. This one is Crayon. See, it's childlike. This song sounds like a mischievous day with like a little like 6-year-old girl or something and her pet dog, and it feels like they're just like running all over the house, running all over the like their backyard or something, or in their yard. It just feels like they're having the time of their lives. It's just very childlike in nature. At least that's what I picture when I hear this song. It feels very childlike in nature. And at the end there, it just feels like, you know, it feels like there's a story or a narrative going on, at least in this one. And it feels like at the end of it, like her dog, you know, has gotten into some trouble or something. And it sounds like a bull in a china shop or something. It sounds like he's just breaking a bunch of glass in the house. And they're just getting into a bunch of childlike trouble and mischief. Yeah, again, it's very childlike, very cute. And it paints the picture of, you know, the title perfectly again. If there was a song called Crayon, this is what it would sound like. Yeah, he's perfect at nailing titles and the moods of songs. It really just, I don't, you know, I have no words further than that. Again, also you can hear Koshik on the vocals on this, I'm pretty sure. He sounds very great, you know, like he doesn't have like a particularly like strong voice, but it's very like calming and somehow still sort of like assertive. You know, I don't know if those two things kind of make sense together, but like the way he uses his voice, it always like, you know, it makes sense on the song. It always like, you know, it always catches your attention, you know, even though it's not the most like, you know, grandiose belting, you know, type of vocal. It still catches your attention. Thanks for, you know, coming on this ride with me. We're going to get into the last song. Every time she turns around, it's her birthday. I guess this, you know, is another song about, you know, feeling or maybe not another song, but this song clearly feels like a song about feeling old. Yeah, this is a long one. This one's 7 minutes, so 7:47. I don't think there's any planes in this song though. Is there plane noises? I don't know, maybe there are. And I'm just unaware. Anyway, here we go. Every time she turns around, it's her birthday. Last song. Wow. There's there's like so much variety in this song that it doesn't even feel that long. You know, the drumming after a while does get a little bit repetitive, but there's so much variety in the sounds and everything that's going on in the background that it doesn't even feel that repetitive. And I just really love how, again, it sounds like a celebration of just like noise and music and just like almost like being alive in music form. And even towards the end there, it's like I've noticed that I follow Dan on Bandcamp, and he adds like a lot of like, you know, African music and like I think even Middle Eastern music and like just a bunch of different types of like music all over the spectrum. He adds a lot of that, buys a lot of that type of music, and I think he definitely uses it in his music, as you hear there. That sounded like almost like a African tribe or something that was like, you know, making some kind of chant or something. I have no idea what that is or what group of musicians or band that is, or like even if it even is a musician or a band. But yeah, it works. It works. It sounds good and it works in the song. And he gives you moments like that like, you know, it takes you out of your realm of like what is normal or what you think is normal. I can definitely say that if I heard music like this in 2003, I'd probably be even more open-minded to just different and weird types of sounds and not just expecting the normal. Wasn't anything in 2003 that I was hearing that was like this. I was, what, 8 years old, and, you know, predominantly was listening to hip-hop, which Dan Snaith is, I think, a big fan of also. But yeah, wasn't hearing anything like that in music in general. Not on the radio, not anywhere else. Alternatively, you know, wasn't a huge music fan back then anyway, but man, I love this album. Thanks for listening with me. You know, this is my first little let's listen of a full album. And at least in one video. Caribou, man. Yeah, this one is one for the books. Like I said, it's probably it might be top 10. Maybe you know, I think maybe Endora for me edges it out, but yeah, this one's definitely up there for me. Up in Flames. Definitely I think the first Caribou album I really connected with. I think probably the first one I heard. I know a lot of people like, you know, Swim and Our Love. I forget the new one that's out, but that was good too. Yeah, I forget what it's called. Well, we're on Spotify. Let's just go look at it. What's the new one called? Suddenly. Right? Yeah, Suddenly. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna be listening to more Caribou. I don't know if I said that, but I'm saying it now. We're gonna be listening to more Caribou, The Milk of Human Kindness, and Endora. Maybe even Swim. But to me, those are the three that I like the most. Up in Flames, The Milk of Human Kindness, and Endora. Endora being the one I like the most. Yeah, man. Thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, please like the video. Please recommend me more albums that you want me to listen to in full. You know, maybe at least just from the electronic side of the spectrum. I don't know what I can or can't listen to that will or won't get blocked, but I think this won't get blocked because this full album is already up on YouTube by, you know, people that have uploaded it themselves. I don't care if, you know, just a disclaimer, I do not make money from these videos. I don't want to make money from these videos. This is for the joy of music. This is for the joy of the artist. I want all the money to go directly to the artist or to the publisher, whoever holds the rights to the songs. So, yeah, I don't need to make money from reviewing somebody else's music. I would like to make money from my own music. If you're interested in my music, if you want to check that out, see what it sounds like. It's not really similar to this or Caribou, but if you want to check it out, it'll be in the description and the link below. Yeah, and once again, thanks for watching with me. Thanks for listening with me. And see you in the next one.